Transitioning from a career in armed forces to the field of human resource offers veterans a compelling pathway to capitalize on their unique skills, leadership experiences, and dedication to service. With a background steeped in teamwork, discipline, and adaptability, armed forces veterans bring a wealth of transferable skills to HR roles, making them valuable assets to the organizations seeking to cultivate diverse and resilient teams. Embracing the principles of HR allows veterans to continue their commitment to supporting and empowering others, while also embarking on a fulfilling and impactful civilian career path that aligns with their values and expertise. Hi, I am Group Captain Manish Sharma, an Indian Air Force veteran, having served the organization in various capacities including HR, General Administration, and Finance for 35 years. I have now started a financial consultancy where we guide individuals on management of personal finance, including investment, risk management, and compliances. We also provide risk management, compliances, and accounting services to businesses as well. Today, with me is Lieutenant Colonel Mayur Ambasht, who is an alumni of the National Defense Academy and the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. He was commissioned into the 10th Battalion of the Mechanized Infantry Regiment in December 1999. He served in various appointments in field and peace, including a US mission in Sudan, commanded 200 troops with 30 tanks in the midst of an intense civil war in South Sudan. During his military career spanning 20 years, he has operated in Jammu and Kashmir, where he was deployed in intense counterinsurgency operations for 3 tenures. Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Africa. His career in Indian Army encompassed roles including operations, HR, training, administration, and financial management. He is an MBA from Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies. He hung his uniform in February 2020 and has been employed as head HR, Hyosung TNS, since April 2020 in Mumbai. He has been instrumental in creating an efficient system and a conducive and happy environment for his team. Apart from being a committed HR professional, he is an avid blogger on social media and passionately espouses the cause of veterans hiring. He has successfully launched initiatives to organize and network veterans to further their placements and growth after their transition from boots to suits. He is a prolific content creator on social media and pursues reinforcing the brand veteran through these channels. Welcome, Lieutenant Colonel Mayur.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for that elaborate introduction.
So that means you also maintain, the HR also maintains some kind of KPIs, that is key performance indicators for
Yes, absolutely.
to measure its effectiveness. So
you mean own effectiveness, the HR department's effectiveness?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, definitely. There are KPIs and metrics for everyone, and similarly for HR also.
So what are those, and how is this linked to broader organizational performance?
Sir, every aspect, before I come to the KPIs, every aspect of HR functioning is related to the performance of the company, because all HR functions cost money. And time costs money, effort costs money. And the impact of HR can, as I explained earlier also, impact of HR can create a difference with the margins of a company. So I'll just rattle out certain KPIs. So there is something called average hiring time. You come to know that a person has put in his resignation and you have to hire a replacement. If you can do it before that person leaves, it is better for you. And if you can ensure maximum overlap between the two people, it's even better for the company, because that learning effort goes down drastically. So that person will be fully functional. The new person will be fully functional by the time the old incumbent leaves. So average hiring time is there. Then employee retention rate. Then turnover ratio, very important. every company's endeavor is to get it lower and lower. Then employee engagement has got certain tools today to measure the level of employee engagement. So year on year, we try to gauge with the help of pulse surveys and annual surveys, what is the level of employee engagement in my company. Even external agencies are hired to carry out a dispassionate assessment of the same. That becomes a metric. Then average training cost or training cost per employee is another metric. The endeavor is always to lower it while enhancing the efficiency and enhancing the L&D effort. Then cost per hiring is also involved. Then common things are diversity, absenteeism. Then uh, I would say, if you want to calculate the cost of HR effort, cost of HR spend per employee, that's also a metric. So all these things are there. So there are lots of metrics. An organization has to see what suits its requirements or what is critical to its functionality as far as HR is concerned. They can choose those metrics and apply for the HR department.
Okay. And that is so long as it's going on today. But what do you see, say, 5 years or 10 years or 15 years down the line? What kind of changes will this HR function undergo? Like with this, economy is expanding, the organizations are becoming bigger, there's a lot of globalization which is happening, and even the workforce is becoming more aware, whether it is political awareness or awareness about their rights or their the work culture across the globe. So how do you see the functions of HR going to be rehashed in say next 15-20 years time?
Sir, if you talk of a horizon of 20 years, I have, whatever I have seen in the short time of 4 years in the corporate HR, I have a feeling that in the non-labor intensive sector, HR is going to see maximum functions being replaced by AI and automation. It is an inevitable and inescapable requirement also. Because today, because of the enhanced competition and talking of India specifically, the number of companies which are competing with each other, jostling for space, each and every sector is tremendous. And if we say that there is a startup boom, we all neglect to uh, notice the fact that the number of startups flopping each year is equally large. The ratio of successful to the flops is probably 10 successful to every 90 flopping. It's a huge number. So HR is a function, since it is repetitive in nature and more or less SOP driven. Uh, it is most likely to be replaced by AI in the coming decade or so. It is going to happen. I can foresee that. Yes, human intervention will not end. It will take different shapes. That is what I can say as of now. The key factor here for our brethren in uniform who are planning to get into this domain is that their skills in the field of AI and analytics are going to be the key to their success in the future. Anyone who decides to venture into the HR domain uh, 3 to 4 years from now, or 2 years even, has to have essentially uh, certifications in the field of AI and analytics, data analytics, or even better if it is HR analytics. So that would really help. That is what I can say about it, sir, as of today.
And this brings it to the next question. Like, during the COVID time, we have all seen a lot of changes in the way the corporate function has been experienced, which includes remote work, so-called work from home, or work from a different location than wherever, not necessarily from the office. The lot of automation, as you already brought out, is happening. And this has left a lot of departments, including HR, with a lot of skill gaps because of all these things not getting connected as of now properly. So how is that being addressed in the HR department, handling these situations wherein you have remote work, work from home, automation, and skill gaps?
Sir, needless to say, it is a challenge. COVID necessitated the work from home and remote work scenario, yes. However, as of today, there is a get back to the office movement on, and I would say 75% of the companies have already undone the remote work possibilities, uh, whether they are big or small companies. So, companies which are fighting to save costs, they have perforce gone in for that kind of a strategy. Otherwise, no one is opting for remote work possibilities as of date. As far as handling of this is concerned, yes, HR has evolved much in the last 4 to 5 years because of this COVID, which has caused disruption in every field. So has it done in HR domain also. So there are today various ways and means to monitor performance of a person who is working remotely. There are ways and means to assess his availability, non-availability, uh, and today, with the help of automation and analytics and tools available to you online, actually the remote employees and the on-campus employees, their work can be merged very seamlessly. It is highly possible. The effort has to be put in not only from HR but the line managers also, and a joint effort can really make it a very fruitful strategy. And it is being done. As I said, there are companies which are strapped for cash who don't want to invest in the real estate and the additional admin effort. Let me also say that while it enables them to a certain extent, it eats into certain admin, security, and facility management jobs also. That's also a fact of life. So, whatever said and done, I don't think this is going to be a very relevant aspects maybe 3 years from now. Remote working will be limited to the startups and the bootstrap low cost companies. The major players in the industry are all coming back to office, and it will continue as it was before COVID in near future.
Okay. So, coming to the specific audience which we have is the defense forces officers. So, what specific HR roles and functions you think are well suited for armed forces officers based on their background and expertise? And how can they effectively transition their leadership and management experience to the roles within the HR industries?
So to begin with, uh, you and me both have been in uniform, and we understand that there is no HR department in defense forces. We have ops branch, we have logistics branch, we have admin, everything is there.
Correct.
There is no HR branch.
Mm.
Am I right, sir?
Yes,
Stands true
absolutely.
for the Air Force and Navy also.
Correct.
Why is it so? Because HR is a common thread amongst all roles. HR is an inherent part of each and every bugger in uniform. So even if he's in staff, it is ensured that he's come from a operations background and he understands the nuts and bolts on ground. So he's conscious and empathetic to the needs of the human resource which is working on ground. So I would say that HR is something which everyone is capable of doing, something like security and administration only. And it's very easy to transition into. However, one word of caution I like to put here, not to sound negative, but caution because we are all from the same fraternity. Uh, when we plan our transition, or say leave transition, when we plan a field firing, if I ask you that, okay, sir, we are going for firing, and we are going to fire rifles, would you like to have a 4x4 screen target or a figure 11 target, a human size one? So what would you go in for? Sir? A 4x4,
4 by
which is
4.
an
Obviously.
easier target for us to hit.
Correct.
Okay, coming back to the HR scenario, why do I talk about target? When you talk of the industry per se, what is the percentage of HR jobs in the industry? It is less than 2%.
Okay.
You are planning to transition to the corporate, but targeting 2% jobs. Well, you have to be extremely courageous to do that. Or you better be so good at that you hit the target. If you are undecided and indecisive, you may miss the target altogether and land up in a place where you did not want to land.
Okay.
Again, I am not trying to sound negative. It's just a word of caution that if you take a call, if any veteran takes a call to join the HR domain, he has to be very sure about what he is looking at, what are the capabilities required, does his background and the postings that he's had enable him in his present capacity to handle those responsibilities, or are there certain courses, certifications, upskilling, learning online, self boosted learning required, YouTube, so many things are available today to fill up that gap. If he realizes that this is something which is not for me, or this is something which I may not be able to home on to, he may require to review his decision to join HR. As I said, the future of HR, I have a feeling is shrinking. It's already a small domain. It is shrinking because of the nature of HR being, repetitive functions, SOP driven functions. It is the most potent candidate to be replaced by AI. So you are looking at a figure 11 target which is going to become a disk target in near future. Then you better be a master firer, or you should have a one round one hit kill probability, something like SSKP.
Okay.
So if you can manage that, good. I'm totally for it. I did it, so I cannot say that others should not do it. But reality should be kept in mind. Everything is not hunky dory everywhere. You have to do. You are into risk assessment and risk management domain, sir. You would understand that this is a risk assessment. You
Absolutely.
have to do it while making your transition because it is crucial to your future. Anyone who's leaving, I'm talking of even a superannuated officer, he is looking at least a 10-year career. So if
Hmm.
something is not viable for the next 10 years, in case of a short service officer for 30 years, then you require a review. So one has to be well read, well informed, and he has to have a very objective assessment, a dispassionate assessment of what lies before him if he is planning to join any domain for that matter. Why HR only? So again, coming to that point, HR roles in a company, big, small, percentage wise, it remains constant, 1 or 2% at the most. The HR departments are not very large. Nobody wants to keep a large HR department because it's not a profit center, it's a cost center. So admin and security similarly, but it's an inescapable requirement. It it has to be there to prevent losses. HR, on the other hand, you can outsource or automate or something like that. Security, the man on the gate probably cannot be replaced today, so still
Correct.
safer. And as far as the HR roles are concerned, sir, if we see the level of an officer, a veteran, since we are talking specifically of veteran, anyone who is leaving after 10 years, so there is nobody who generally leaves before 10, 14, 20, and 54 years of age is generally the milestones that we look at. So nobody would like to start as a fresher at par with a fresh graduate from the college. You are looking at a certain status, maybe head of a sub vertical at least. So if you have to go as a head of L&D in a particular medium sized company, you should be very conversant with what you are going in for because you are supposed to lead that function. You are not going to get directions. You have to generate directions, generate a strategy, generate the plans to create that function, maybe from a scratch in a startup, or to refine that function to a particular level, take it from A to B in order to enhance your own value. That is how you prove your worth. So you have to be very good at it. And everyone who is working underneath you, say I retired at 20 years of service, if I had joined somewhere as head of L&D, every man working under me in the HR department or in the L&D department would have more experience than I have.
Correct.
And as we have learnt in Forge, you better know the work of each and every guy working under you better than he knows it.
Yep.
Applies here too. Nothing
Mhm.
changes. So keeping that in mind, this is my advice to the veterans, that do your analysis and studies in a very thorough manner before you take a call.
If I have to conclude, I would sum up saying that transition from military service to a career in HR, it offers us armed forces veteran an exciting opportunity to leverage the unique talents and experiences which we have in service, the organized for the organization's success and employees' well-being. By embracing the principles of HR and capitalizing on their leadership skills, we veterans can make a meaningful impact in fostering inclusive workplaces, nurturing talents, and driving organizational growth. As we embark on this new journey, Armed Forces veterans can take pride in knowing that their dedication to service continues to resonate in their civilian careers, shaping a brighter future for themselves and the organization they serve. Thank Lieutenant Colonel Mayur Ambastha for taking his time out and giving such a valuable insight to the complex world of HR. I am sure the viewers will immensely benefit with such value inputs. Thank you very much, Mayur. Thanks a lot.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind.